And here we are, my friends. My name's George. Welcome to the spread. It's Super Bowl time. It's time for our best bets. I can't believe we're talking about the last game of the year, but here we go. San Francisco 49ers, they're -2.5, playing against the Chiefs, over under 47.5. This game is in Sin City, Las Vegas. It's going to be a great venue. 70% of the public money is on the Kansas City Chiefs right now. So the big question, can Kansas City go back-to-back? If so, it's going to start with that defense. It's been about the defense all year long. Coach Spags has been outstanding with that unit. And let's talk about some playoff stats. Remember, this team had to go on the road for 2 weeks in a row, and they've been 3 games in total, but just a phenomenal run so far. So that defense has given up 13.6 points per game during this run. In the 3 wins, they've only given up a total of 10 points in the second half. They're only allowing 113 yards on the ground. The other strength of this defense, man, is that secondary. They're extremely physical on that line of scrimmage. They jam receivers. They don't have any clean releases. And you never really see, I think in the playoffs, anybody running free. I think we saw it one time. Tyreek Hill had that big touchdown against them. Other than that, nobody's open. They've just been phenomenal. And that defense is the number 1 blitz defense in the NFL. And they get home when they blitz. So it's just been phenomenal. Now on offense, Mahomes on the surface has been very average. 239 yards per game with a total of 4 touchdowns so far in the playoffs, but 0 INTs, which is very impressive. The big thing about Mahomes, he's going to hurt you with his feet. He showed us last week. He did that against Baltimore, had a couple big runs when they needed first downs. But if you really dive deep into what Mahomes has been doing, it's getting those critical first downs in the second halves, especially against that Baltimore. Baltimore had a chance to kind of get back in the game. He kept extending those drives, keeping the momentum. It's just phenomenal to see because, let's be honest, this year their offense, they've been depleted in terms of weapons like they've had in the past, and Mahomes still got them to the Super Bowl. So it's been phenomenal. Now let's go on the other side. Let's talk the San Francisco 49ers. Last 6 weeks or so, that run defense has been hot trash. So far in the playoffs, they're giving up 159 yards per game. It's been terrible. Stephen Wilkes, the defensive coordinator, has been terrible. That scheme, they seem the second halves to tighten up a little bit, but that running game has been killing them. This defense has been led to slow starts in both playoff games. They've had to come back to both games, but to their credit, the defense did make the second halves a lot more difficult for those other teams. And that's what got them back on track. But constantly playing from behind's going to lead to bad things. I just don't think you're going to beat this Kansas City team with all this experience with Mahomes if you're going to play from behind. So let's forget about that for now. Now, the good for the 49ers is Brock Purdy. All of that talk about him being a game manager, and I think it was Cam Newton said he's the 10th best player on the team, means nothing to Brock Purdy. You know, he's been averaging 259 yards per game so far in the playoffs, and he's had some huge throws. He's also good on his feet. He's got some critical first downs in the second halves. And then he had that big play that he threw across his body, which everybody's screaming, don't. The kid makes plays. Say what you will about him, and he's surrounded with great players. Last time I looked, that's how teams win. You're going to have great players on both sides of the ball. So another huge thing, though, about San Francisco with these comebacks is that coaching staff. They're now 2-0 when trailing in the fourth quarter by 7 or more, where previously I believe they were 0-30. Specifically, Shanahan has been 0-30. So to turn that around, I think that's huge coming into this game. Now here we go. Let's get into some questions. Can Kansas City's defense, especially their blitz defense, disrupt Purdy, considering his dominance against the blitz? He's a number 1 quarterback against the blitz. That I'm going to probably lean towards Purdy. I think that offensive line is going to hold him just long enough so Purdy can make some plays. The other one, can Kansas City take advantage of that 49ers run defense? Can Pacheco have a huge game? I think first half-wise, he really is going to. I think they're going to want to run early and often. And unless that switch goes off and San Francisco's make some adjustments or Chase Young can stop taking plays off, I think Kansas City's going to have some success there. Besides Travis Kelce on the offense, who has a good matchup against these 49ers? You know, going up and down, maybe Rice against that secondary. But I think If you can get Pachinko in space against those linebackers, even though Fred Warner and Greenlaw are very, very good, I think that's the one you look at to have a matchup advantage. I guess we're going to see in that. Other big question, can Bosa have 2 sacks in this game? Can he disrupt Mahomes enough to be a difference maker? Can he get the 2 sacks? I think he can. I think he's going to have a big game. The other one, can CMC rush for 100 yards against this dominant Kansas City defense? And if he does, will that be the difference in the game? I think they're going to want to feed him early and often. They love Purdy and what he's doing, but let's be honest, that's not his game. You don't want Brock Purdy to have to drop back 30, 40 times a game. The San Francisco's not at their strength when they do that. And then finally, who's going to get the ring first? Taylor Swift or the San Francisco? So if I had to pick this game, I'm going to take San Francisco minus the 2.5. If I was going to say 2, I think this could be a high-scoring game, so I'm going to take the over. I'm going to disagree with the public on this one. I know everybody loves Kansas City with the experience, but I think this is going to be the tale of 2 teams here. One pays the quarterback a huge amount. He's well-deserved. They think he's the best quarterback since Brady, where San Francisco plays all their specialty players, and Brock Purdy being a 7th-round pick, they don't have to pay him big money yet. So that's my pick on that. But let's have a little fun here. Let's get into these prop bets. Right now, I believe these are on FanDuel, plus 2,200 for this pick. This is a great one. Christian McCaffrey, Patrick Mahomes, Pachinko to combine for 300-plus running yards. That's plus 2,200. The other one I like a lot is plus 1,500. Travis Kelce and George Kittle to combine for 20-plus receptions in this game. Heck, Kelce had 11 last week alone. I think they're going to be a big game for the tight ends. And then finally, plus 900 for McCaffrey and Kelce to combine for 10-plus receptions in the first half. Love those prop bets. I want to see how you guys are doing. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Lock in those bets early and often. Let me know in the comments your picks. Let me know your favorite prop bets. Good luck to everybody out there, and thanks to everybody who tuned in this season. Best of luck.